Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and it's Miraculous Monday, so it's time for another screaming session.
Hello.
And in today's screaming session, we will be taking a look at migration. And of course, we start with some therapy sessions, and Luca, how dare you up and leave Paris when I need therapy too, how rude of you. So Marinette arrives first, and everyone's like, she's not even late, like, hello, excuse me, she was obviously late for her therapy session. Don't you know that you have to pay extra if you're late? So Marinette is like, Luca, my sweet ex-boyfriend with no eyelashes and no sense of self-respect, I am sorry that I now only have you to talk to about my problems with my much better looking and far richer boyfriend, despite literally everyone in this city being friends with me. But Luca just says,
Tu ne m'as pas brisé le cœur, Marinette. Tu y as ajouté de nouvelles mélodies.
Like, what?
What?
She quite clearly broke your heart. Like, you phrased it nicely, but calm down, mate. I know I said you had no self-respect, but it was a joke. You didn't have to prove it to me. Alright, bloody hell. So Marinette's time is up, and she walks right out onto Adrian, and God, Luca, you need a better waiting room for your clinic. But this Adrianette was super duper cute with all the blushing and the mattress third wheeling. Why is there even a mattress on the stairs? I guess we'll never know. Throwing that in the box with the hamster's name, like, we are never getting to know that, forget that. But Marinette could have fit through that. Like, why was she complaining? But anyway, the Luca vision. Oh, so adorable. That's what I'm calling it. Luca vision, like Spidey sense, but you know, the not so useful version. So now it's Adrian's turn in the hot seat, or the hot bed. That sounds weird. No one take that out of context, please. And I don't know why he's whining about not knowing all of Marinette when he too is hiding a big chunk of himself from her as well. Like, go on, mate, I dare you. Throw her some cat puns and she'll probably throw herself in the Seine. But like, why did Adrian bring the keyboard all the way down here? Just come downstairs and be like, hey, Luca, mate, there's an with the keyboard on deck. You did not need to take it for a walk, Adrian, okay? And due to Luca's lack of waiting room, Jagged pops in. And the size difference between them just raises more questions to me about when these lot are all gonna grow up. I swear to God, when I was 13, I stopped growing. I have been 5'8" ever since I was 13, but these kids just like never seem to grow. Meanwhile, we have Gabriel Babes, the absolute giant, and if he didn't mind a bit of casual murder, he could literally squish all of the children in this show. Like, you don't need to take the Miraculouses and akumatize them anymore. Just squish them, okay? Problem solved. Anyway, we must discuss the important matter of, oh my God, Jagged said he loves Penny.
Surtout que il se passe un truc plutôt cool avec Penny.
I am so delighted, although I do feel absolutely robbed of not seeing them get together. Like, Thomas, hello, I need a Jagged and Penny spin-off or flashback episode, please. Thank you very much. And speaking of, Penny arrives. God, Luca must have been rolling in money after all this. I hope everyone had adequate insurance. I bet Luca isn't cheap. Although it is bizarre why Luca's dad and stepmom come to a child for advice. Adrian and Marinette, understandable. I ask my friends for advice all the time. But I must say my mum has never asked me for advice. She just watches me make bad decisions and wonder where she went wrong.
I regret everything.
So therapy is finally over for the day, and Annika decides to celebrate that with throwing Bob off the boat. We love to see it. Rehearsal starts and we get Luca nearly breaking his neck to activate his Luca vision, but the sacrifice was well worth it for how cute Adrian and Marinette are. Bob offers Kitty Section the contract again, and oh my God, Annika was right. I was right. Do not sign the contracts. Like, why would you? The man clearly showed you what he was like in Silencer. However, I did love it when Annika said,
Maintenant que j'y pense, il n'y a que ta sœur et toi que je n'ai jamais eu envie de jeter par-dessus bord.
Like, I am so glad you weren't ever tempted to throw two children overboard at any stage in their life, or we'd have to have called the police, Annika. Although this line does communicate that at some points during the show, Annika has considered throwing all of Luca and Julica's friends into the water. Which is, not great.
Not good.
So Bob is lying about how he's a liar, you know, great. But more importantly, my son Mark is looking super cute in the back. Oh my God, so adorable. So Marinette says,
On peut vraiment lui faire confiance?
and she's right, I wouldn't trust anyone with a moustache like that, but I'm going to start calling Luca Jagged Jr. Well, I would have started calling him that if he hadn't left.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
So they all sign the deal, and the 4 Kitty section members all look like they're in varying experimental stages for a new drug, and I do love how they paid thousands for a new character model for Bob just for the sake of this one running joke. Like, clearly, this is what Jeremy has been spending his money on, not for better security to stop the leaks, it's so Bob can pretend to go scuba diving just for this one episode and we'll never see this again. I'm going to put money on that.
If I can't scuba, then what's this all been about? What am I working toward?
So they double check the contracts, and according to Thomas Astruc, the background here is references to different actual LPs that exist in our world. However, these references are totally lost on me because I'm insufferable and I only listen to K-pop. But this one, and this one, dear God, I dread to see the real versions of these because the remade ones are currently haunting me. So our boy Luca is currently in the process of getting akumatized when he realised how much he messed up, like, you know, mate. I did tell you not to trust Bob, you idiot. And once Monarch Daddy senses his fear and asks if he knows Ladybug and Cat Noir's identity, Luca says,
Jamais tu ne le sauras! Jamais!
Why would you admit it? God, no one has a sense of protecting themselves in the show. It's so stressful. But it does bring about the question, did Monarch Daddy not sense Marinette was hiding something big in Ladybug? Or relation? Or derision? No? Okay. So Bob gets akumatized instead, and now it's time for a brief song review because I am so knowledgeable about music. First up we have Rose's song, and I don't care what anyone says, but I wholeheartedly believe this is confirmation that Juleka and Rose are a thing, and no, I shall not be taking any critique on that, but oh my god, the end of the song. Even the people you don't like, dear God, everyone in Miraculous is truly a better person than I am. Up next we have Annika's song, and it's not for me.
I say no. Thank you.
All the kids run for the boat's hull and Luca is like, Marinette, it's full. Go somewhere else. And her face is like, ooh, she knows, she's suspicious. Oh, I love this episode. It was so good. All the suspicion. It was great. And it got even better with Adrian and Luca. Although Luca does look extremely offended by Adrian's hand on his shoulder. Like, calm down, mate. All right, it's one of your patients, one of your friends. Don't look at him like that, okay? But oh my god, Luca did say to hide, so Juleka is like, yeah, this is a great hiding spot because my clothes are the same colour as the wall. No one will be able to detect me. You did a great job, sweetie. So Juleka jumps in front of Luca, and not gonna lie, I was expecting her song to be just silence, since she's so quiet, but you know, I love these lyrics. Although I'm not sure everyone else did, judging by their faces. But oh my god, the Ducky song was the best one. Look at my little dance.
What's the Duck song? I like this one.
But oh my god, I swear to god, this moment infuriated me. If you know you can't sing, then why did you subject me to it in perfection? I'm glad you finally gained that awareness, but could you have done that before the torture you put me through? Like, as well as the awareness of how unfair the Miraculous powers can be. Cat Noir had some big brain moments in this episode. But then, oh my god, the Pigeon song! I love this! The sound pigeons make is so pretty to me. It's part of the reason why I love them. I love this. But the exact opposite is this nightmare fuel of Bob Roth zooming towards Cat Noir through the portal. Kill me now. Now, I knew as soon as this scene started when I saw the Wishmaker location that this had to be where Luca told Marinette. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like this.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! Everybody stay calm!
And oh my god, I just love how he keeps saying her name, waiting for her to, finally, listen. And she finally hears him, and while she does immediately start wondering where she messed up, I just love this scene so much. I've been waiting for is it like a year and a half now, I think? And I loved it. Can't wait for this scene in English. But Bob, I must say, I'm not a fan of your pants. Awful choices were made, as was the solution to this episode, because there is no way in hell they could have got all these amps up there in less than 5 minutes. It's almost as far-fetched as the solution in Perfection. Back at the ship, Ladybug hands Bob a charm, and he says, I mean, he's not wrong. He's speaking the facts here. Luca tears up the contracts, even though that means absolutely nothing, and everyone looks delighted apart from Mark, who looks like a sim waiting for his next instruction, and Luca commences to tell everyone he has to go because he knows Ladybug and Cat Noir's identities, and I swear to god, Luca, Alex, stop telling people what you know and just leave quietly. Like, at this rate, neither of you are going to be able to come back. You know, like, maybe that's their goal. Maybe they hate everyone so much. Like, you know what? I'm going to make this situation so dangerous to myself that I can never set foot back in Paris, but it's for the best because I hate every single one of these people. So Jagged Stone turns up to take Luca away to safety, carrying a suitcase that probably only has room for underwear because of how thin it is, but to be fair, he does always wear the same outfit. Jagged Stone also says,
Alors laisse-moi une chance. Je voudrais essayer d'être un père. Pour une fois.
Time to be a father, but forget Julika, am I right? It's reflective all over again. So then the episode ends with the group hug that's missing Penny, how dare you, and these little pictures of Luca. I do love them, but Luca, dear God, please go and sunbathe. You are bloody paler than me, and that is an achievement. So let's take a look at the fan art for this week. The first piece we have is from review Starlight Fan, I hope I said that correctly, and it is a drawing of me on the left, I believe, and their own character called Ashley, and oh my God, both look amazing, but I'm so cute. That outfit, yes, I would wear that every day. Oh my God, yes, it's beautiful. And the other two pieces we have are from Natharts. The first one is of Milen with the Ox Miraculous, and oh my God, like the Ox Miraculous is like the complete opposite to how Milen is, like personality-wise, but she looks awesome in this. She looks great. I know, obviously, there isn't like more than one of the Miraculous, but Milen and Ivan stood side by side, both using the Ox. Couple goals. Basically, couple goals. And the second one is of Natalie using the Rabbit Miraculous. And blue looks so good on our Queen Natalie. I swear, blue and red, Natalie's colours. She's amazing. Looks amazing. I love it. So thank you very much for sending that in. However, we have some more art to discuss. If you're on my Discord server, you will know recently we held like a little art contest for Easter, both fan art and fan fiction. So first, we're going to announce the winners of the drawing competition, the fan art competition. So it had to be Easter themed, that was the only thing. Easter themed and Miraculous, of course. So we have two winners. The first is Natharts with this awesome drawing of all the different rabbit unifications. So we have teenage bunnocks in the middle with older bunnocks behind. Then we have Pegabug to one side, and then I always forget the unification for the dog and the rabbit, but that's there, and then Rabbit Noir or Bunny Noir to one side, and then also Monarch Daddy, which I guess he technically used the rabbit, so he's in there. He doesn't look very happy though. And the other piece is from Dan TGE, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but it looks absolutely awesome. It's Adrianette having like an Easter painting picnic with all of the Kwamis, including Nuru. They got Nuru back for this, and oh my God, it's adorable. I love it. It's so cute. So there you go. Those are the winners for the art contest. However, we also have a fanfiction contest. Only 500 words, but the winner was Megapav15 with the fanfic Bunny Blanc. So I'm going to put on my audio fic reading voice and I will read this wonderful fanfiction to you all. Ladybug was ready for a rest. After a long day of fighting akumatized villains, she had finally defeated Mr. Pigeon 87 with Cat Noir. They were just about to detransform when Bunnocks appeared out of her burrow. Minibug, Kitty Noir, we need your help, she cried. What do you mean? Ladybug asked. Come into the burrow and I'll explain. The Easter Bunny has been akumatized. What? They exclaimed. He was surrounded and got overwhelmed by the kids, she replied. Why do you need us? What about the Ladybug and Cat Noir in this timeline? Cat asked. They got obliterated by Bunny Blanc. You're the only ones who can save this timeline, Bunnocks answered. Bunny Blanc, Ladybug whispered in despair. She started getting flashback to, you know what. Okay, let's go then. Wait, you have to know that Bunny Blanc is very powerful, and if he gets a hold of you, he'll destroy you. Okay, I'll grab the Snake Miraculous. It'll give me the power of second chance. Ladybug puts her hand in her yo-yo and pulls out the snake bracelet. Putting it on, she unifies Tiki and Sass into Snakebug. Second chance, she shouts, and she smirks at Cat. Come on, let's roll, Cat calls. He runs into the timeline and Ladybug follows after him. They are transported into a world with a murky green mist polluting the air. They're in the Place de Vosges. Ladybug spots Bunny Blanc atop a building nearby. He has blindingly white fur, a black waistcoat wrapped soppily around his waist, and a mangled black top hat on his head. He has red eyes and sharp yellow teeth. She shuddered at the sight of him. Cat leaps up to cataclysm his hat. Bunny sees him and jumps to grab him, turning him to dust. Snakebug gasps and turns back time. Cat runs into the timeline and Snakebug chases after him. Kitty, stop, don't rush in. We need to be strategic about this. She Lucky Charms and receives an Easter egg. Oh yeah, chocolate, my favourite, Cat purrs. This is no time for jokes, Snakebug replies. Okay, I've got it. Go place this egg in the middle of the park. Okay, milady, whatever you say. As he sneaks off, Snakebug gets into position. All she needed to do now was wait for the bunny. 2 minutes later, he jumped down and slowly walked towards the egg. Snakebug launched her yo-yo, grabbing Bunny Blanc and thrusting him towards her. Before he could raise his paw, she grabbed his hat and launched it, hoping Cat would catch it. Cat caught and cataclysmed it. Snakebug caught the Akuma and de-evilized it. Miraculous Ladybug! As she shouted it, the air cleared and people appeared around the park as if they had been there the entire time. Thank you for saving me, Ladybug and Cat Noir. Here, have one of my Easter eggs for free. Thank you. A portal appeared behind them and Cat walked through it. Snakebug turned back to see a bunch of little kids swarming around the bunny and could see the spark of joy behind his eyes again. So there you go, besties. Those were the winners for the Easter contest. I'm sorry if you didn't win, but I really enjoyed reading all the different fanfiction entries and getting to see everyone's art. You all did an amazing job, I swear. Picking the winners for this is always really, really difficult. So usually there would be a poll tomorrow for the screaming session. However, the last time you voted was for destruction, which I will eventually do. However, there is the question of derision, and I haven't decided as of recording this yet what I'm going to do, because it still upsets me, to be honest. So I feel kind of bad. Like, the screaming sessions, they kind of started off as me like just being like, oh, this was a really cute Adrianette scene or Lady Noir scene or whatever, and they kind of, whilst we still do that, they're kind of like more of like an episode roasting session. And I'm not sure I feel comfortable with roasting derision because it showcases Marinette's anxiety. I have anxiety too. I'm not sure, so I'm going to rewatch it, see if there are any parts I can make funny. So if I end up doing a screaming session on it, it might be a shorter one, and I only pick select parts to roast, basically, because I don't think I feel comfortable roasting, like, the whole thing like I usually do. So if the next screaming session ends up being a destruction screaming session, then you'll know my decision. But anyway, besties, regardless, forget about derision for now. Focus on migration. What was your favourite moment from this episode, besties? I'll see you in the next one.